This is the grave of Thankful Bartlett. Thankful was born around 1818 in Edgecombe, Maine. In the 1830s, she was living in Massachusetts, and that's where she married her husband, Matthias. He worked as a machinist. Eventually, they ended up here in Salem, New York. They had 3 children, Matthias Jr., Mary, and Viola. At the age of 17, Matthias Jr. was actually working as a blacksmith. In 1859, Matthias Jr. died at the age of 22 of consumption or tuberculosis. Just 4 years later, in 1863, Thankful was living far away in Boston, and it was there that she died at the age of 43. On the Massachusetts death record, her cause of death was listed as disease of the brain, lasting 4 years. The cemetery record says softening of the brain. We know now that cerebral softening can be caused by things like stroke or Alzheimer's disease. But in the 19th century, I found some evidence that it was also used to describe severe mental illness. And given that Thankful was living pretty far from home, and that the duration of her illness, 4 years, coincides directly with the death of her son, my guess is severe mental illness. Matthias remarried to a woman named Elizabeth, but she died in 1879 at the age of 53. Her cause of death was anasarca, which is generalized whole body swelling, usually caused by things like renal failure, heart failure, or cirrhosis. He remarried again to a woman named Jane, but she's not in this plot, so I do not have record of her. He died in 1892 at the age of 77 of pneumonia. Thankful and Matthias's daughter Mary got married and moved all the way out to Colorado. A lot of New England farmers moved out west in this time period for land and other opportunities. Mary died at the age of 53 in 1901. Their other daughter, Viola, lived in Rutland, Vermont with her husband and their children. She died in 1892 of bowel inflammation. She was just 44. Viola is buried in this cemetery, though she's in a plot with her husband and her children.